Welcome to today's presentation, how to invest in profitable businesses today. So how to invest in profitable businesses today. There it is right there, somewhere around there. Hey, glad you guys were able to join today. This is going to be exciting. I'm glad you guys are here. There's some amazing things to tell. So let me just introduce myself. My name, I know there's a lag here. I'm going to give it just a moment. My name is Christopher, and I am the managing partner of RWC Investments. If you guys want to take just a moment, you can scan the code here, and that will take you right to my digital business card where you'll be able to save that to your contacts. And it also has all of the links for all of the things that we'll be discussing today. All right, this is exciting. So, who is RWC Investments? What is that? Well, it happens to be that we invest in local businesses. And the way that we do that is we provide investment opportunities for regular people. And what are regular people? What does that mean when we say regular people? Well, that's the non-accredited America. Are you accredited? What is accredited actually? What is that? Well, according to the SEC, that means that you make between at least $200,000 a year or $300,000 a year with your spouse, or have a net worth of $1 million. So if that's not you, then this presentation is probably for you. Hey, welcome to How to Invest in Profitable Businesses Today. Even if you're not super rich, super wealthy, and well off and super educated in acquisitions. Now, does passive income from local businesses sound good to you? Does that sound like something that you're interested in? Drawing completely passive income from local businesses. Have you always dreamt of being a business owner? Well, maybe you didn't have time. Maybe you didn't have the money. Maybe you just didn't know how to do it. Maybe that's all there was to it. But you still have a dream. It's not too late to start drawing active, passive income from local businesses, just like the ones that you've always dreamed of owning. So, how can you do that? Let me introduce myself once again. My name is Christopher C. Day, and as the founder of the Rich Wolf Club, I've been of RWC Investments. I've been in business acquisitions, business development, and growth for about 25 plus years, almost 30 years. Uh, I have built, bought, and sold about 30 companies in the last several years, still have equity stake in about a dozen, roughly. And we've taught hundreds and hundreds of people through our Acquisitions Academy on how to buy and sell businesses. Over the past 15 to 20 years, I've been uh, I have been featured in multiple magazines, TV shows, news appearances, and media publications. If you guys want to check out my website, you can learn more about that and where you can see some more information. Over the past 4 years, we have amassed a collection of, like I said, about a dozen businesses or so that my wife and I currently either own, operate, or have equity stake in. Everything from wholesale toy distribution companies to NFT and Web3 projects to even building in the metaverse. Yes, that's true. That's true. So, why acquisitions? Why is business acquisitions the thing that we're into? Why is that something that we invest in? Well, that's a pretty simple answer, actually, guys. Let's blow that up so that you can see it too. Guys, there's 32.5 million small businesses in the United States right now. Okay, 32.5 million. Now, let me give you guys just a couple of quick stats, all right? Just a couple of quick numbers so that you know that there are, let's see, over the next 10 years, there's an estimated 50 million people leaving the workspace due to old age, retirement, whatnot. The baby boomer generation is kind of leaving us. That's what's happening. As it is, we've got 10,000 people a day leaving the workforce. Now, out of that generation that's leaving, almost 40% own some sort of small to medium sized business in the United States. That's right. And out of those small to medium sized businesses, 80% of them are just going to fall to the wayside and disappear. That's all that's going to happen, which means that someone's lifelong dream, someone's lifelong work just falls to the garbage and gets forgotten. Someone's legacy that they built isn't a legacy at all. And that's a shame for a lot of people. And as a matter of fact, that also leaves a lot of opportunity for for us, for people like us, because that means that there are good, solid, quality businesses out there that that are for sale that we can actually purchase. And let's see now, how does that happen? Why are we into acquisitions, guys? Why are we into it? Because there's a lot of money to be made in it. That's exactly what it is. When you sell a business, it's not like selling a house. It's not like selling a car where it just has a certain little retail value. Oh no, what it is you sell it on a multiplier of 2 to 4 times a lot of times. That's average to sell one of these small businesses. And that's on what the SDE, the seller's take home, right? That's what the owner gets to take home with him. That's not the paycheck. That's the profits at the end. That's your net profits. So that's one of the reasons that we like to look at business acquisition. It's just it's exponential growth for what we do. That just makes us a good sense to invest in that for us. Yeah. Now, what is the current state of the small business industry in the United States? Well, as of last year, the reports say that things are still going strong. Still, things are still going well, even though we've been on the cusp of we've been through the pandemic. We've been on the cusps of all sorts of financial disaster in the country and everything else. And small business has still thrived. It has worked very, very well. So what do we invest in? What exactly do we as the RWC investments invest in? We have a very strict criteria of what we invest in, folks. Now, it's an easy criteria, but it is very strict. First of all, because the majority of businesses fail, okay, within 2 years, right? Like 90 some odd% are failing within the first 2 years of life. We don't look at those. After that, out of that 90 some odd%, I think it's another 70 some odd% are dead within 5 years. So we don't look at that either. Now, we have found that about 2% of those are left after 10 years. Okay. And those will remain. So what we do is we try to find something that is between the 7 and 10 year mark. Okay. Minimum of 7 years, at least 7 to 10 years, has been in business, has been profitable for the prior 3 consecutive years. Okay. Has a gross annual revenue of between $1 and $5 million and brings in at least $250,000 to $500,000 annually seller's discretionary earning, which is passed through to the owners. Now, what does that mean? I mean, what does that mean exactly? That means that every single business that we even bid on, okay, every single business that we look at and actually really consider will at least pay $250,000 to $500,000 a year in pass-through earnings back to our company. Okay, which is how we distribute to investors. Now, let's talk about that just a little bit. Let's look back at some of these old slides. I know you love them. So, why real estate? We've discussed business acquisition. Let's discuss why we're into real estate. First of all, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, 90%, Okay, of millionaires, oh yeah, 90% of millionaires, yeah, they're made through real estate. Yeah, that's right. 90% of millionaires made through real estate. So we know there's money in real estate. Got to be in real estate. So why San Antonio? Well, the housing market in San Antonio is still looking good. It has held strong, even though the market, and the economy, and everything else in our country has been up and down. The market in San Antonio has stayed strong, which is exactly where I'm at. That's where we operate. We are out of San Antonio, Texas. There again, we said 90% of millionaires, guys, make their money right through real estate. And that's why we want to be in it. Now, the types of real estate investing that we do, we don't actually do a whole lot of purchasing of real estate unless it's tied in with some of the businesses that we acquire. Sometimes you pick up a brick and mortar that happens to have some real estate attached to it, and we'll pick that up. We may keep it, may not. That's irrelevant. In truth, the way that we make our money through real estate is through transactional lending in the real estate market. So what we do is provide earnest money deposits, gap funding, transactional funding, A to B transactions, closing costs, things like that, that are basically risk free, that you're going to get your money back within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If there's a problem, it might be 45 days. So that's kind of where we like to stay. Within in our realm is there, instead of having to actually fix and flip, buy and hold, do any of that kind of thing. We like to make our money through the real estate market, not through actually having to hold it and hang on to it. So why in San Antonio? Like I said, guys, the housing market's solid here. The real estate market is solid here. Um, if you're looking to buy a house or buy any kind of real estate, tell you the truth, this is the market. I mean, everything is going down, right? You've got a 9% drop, and San Antonio's holding strong, man. You've got a low cost of living compared to other places in the country, and the prices on real estate are at a low right now, which is looking good because we know that we're going to be coming into a boom over the next year or two. And, so that's the thing. We've talked about buying businesses. We talked about real estate and everything else. We also talked about the fact that none of you guys are accredited, that we do this for the non-accredited and the people who just aren't sitting on $250,000 or $200,000 a year. So there are some pains and some woes to come along with that. And, that's it. Private equity is expensive and it's hard to get into. Real estate markets, hey, they are volatile and uncertain. So if you're doing this by yourself, man, it can be dangerous, right? You understand that. That may be why you're not already doing it on your own. Just deal sourcing, for private equity, trying to find businesses to buy, trying to vet a good business against a bad business. It's work, right? You've got another job. And, finding real estate, the right deals, vetting those deals, finding the financing and all of that kind of thing. They really do require time. They require a lot of the time from your day. So it's almost like having another job, in truth. So who has that kind of time? Who has that kind of money? Who has the kind of experience to make that happen? I mean, most of the folks that are coming to us are working a day job every single day. They've got their 9 to 5 going on, and where are they supposed to go pick up this extra time for a whole nother job? Where are they supposed to come in and find extra money that isn't really laying around? And where are they supposed to find this extra experience to run a business that they have no idea how to run at their current stage in life, right? How do they get into investing into business if they don't have a lot of money and if they're not educated in investing, right? And if they have a full-time job already and no time for another one, right? How's that going to happen? Well, let me introduce to you RWC Investments. We are offering high yield fixed rate notes. What is a high yield fixed rate note? Well, folks, we believe it is a safer investment vehicle because it does offer a fixed rate of return. Most of the folks that that I talk to and that I created this organization for are not the type that can have their money tied up for years and years and years at a time without seeing any kind of return. They're not the type of folks that can just sink thousands of dollars into an investment and hope that things work out, right? So RWC Investments focuses on working with people with what they've got and putting it into the type of investment vehicle that actually gives a guaranteed return, a real fixed rate of return, so that they know what's going to happen with their money. It's a way to grow your money that's an alternative to sticking it in the stock market, sticking it into a bank, buying a CD or into some goofy mutual fund with no guaranteed returns, right? This buys a little bit of stability. It buys a little bit of safety by knowing that there's a certain number that's fixed rate with your money. So, on with that, where are you currently keeping your money? Where are you keeping your money? I'm going to blow this up and let you look at it, guys. Take a look real good. This right here are the current interest rates as of just a couple of days ago. Yeah, just a couple of days ago. And if you'll take a notice there, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank, Chase Bank, look, 0.01% is what everybody's looking at on your interest rates on their bank accounts, saving accounts, and whatnot. That doesn't sound fantastic to me, right? It just doesn't sound fantastic. When you look at the actual national average, it's 0.57% APY. That's annual percent yield, right? That means annually you're going to get 0.57% on your money. That's 57 cents on the dollar. So if you got $100 in there, you're going to get $5.70. Isn't that right? Is that right? Hell, I don't know. I'm not doing the math on that. Point is, it ain't a whole lot. You ain't getting a whole lot of anything leaving it in the bank. And that's just your average, regular old Joe Bank. So what could regular Joe do that might be a little bit better than that? What could the average Joe do that might pay better than that? I'd like to introduce you to RWC Investments, right? This is what we do through the type of acquisitions and investments that we do, whether they be business acquisition or real estate lending. Those types of exponential profits allow us to give you those types of fixed rates when you invest with us. So let's look at some of those rates and see what you can get with the RWC investments. Now, first of all, I want to mention that this is open to everyone. This is for the non-accredited investor. If you're average Joe that works a regular job, hardworking blue collar American this is for you. This is a way to make your money grow in a much larger way than your bank's giving you, right? A much safer way than the stock market's giving you, and without the worry of the market volatility, period, right? We are offering 9 to 12% APY, right? So an annual percent yield, right? You're going to make 9 to 12% on your money every year. And what we do is invest in small businesses and in real estate in San Antonio, Texas. Now, how does that work, right? How does this happen? What are you actually buying? What we do is we sell promissory notes. And what is a promissory note? A promissory note is a written, legally enforceable contract, right, between two parties to pay a certain amount of money at a certain interest rate over a given amount of time. It is a contract, is what that is. Now, how do they work, right? Well, they work a whole lot like a bond, right? They work a whole lot like a CD. They work a whole lot like those types of securities that you would normally purchase. This just happens to be a different type. It's a promissory note. It's not an actual security. It goes through the Security Exchange Commission. That's what allows you to be able to buy it. That's what allows you to be able to partake in this type of investment opportunity, is the fact that it is a promissory note. Very similar to doing a seller financed or creative finance deal in real estate, or selling a vehicle, from one person to another, or lease to buy options. This is the same type of contract that uses. This is just in the private equity sector. That's what it is. So moving along, what are the benefits of that? Well, hang on, I might be jumping ahead. Look, I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it. What is note investing? So that you guys can see it. We're going to read it together. Note investing revolves around the purchase of ownership of debt instruments, such as promissory notes or loans. These notes represent a promise from the borrower to repay a specific amount of money, typically with interest, over a predetermined period. Investors receive Regular interest payments, creating a consistent and predictable income stream. So do a little Google search, guys. That's what note investing is. And what are the benefits to a non-accredited investor? Well, non-accredited investors with limited funds, which is, people that don't have $200,000, you can enjoy several benefits by engaging in note investing. You don't have to buy 1,000 shares of stock. You don't have to be tied into anything kind of crazy when you do this. Much smaller barriers to entry when you get into this, and with a regular income and fixed return, it makes it just much more attractive. That's the whole point of it. It's much more attractive to average Joe to be able to find something that gives a fixed rate of return, kind of a guarantee on your money, if you will. Now I will say that it is an investment, and as all investments go legally, we got to tell you, there's nothing guaranteed in life. I mean, anything can happen. An act of God can happen. The end of the world could happen tomorrow, and none of us are here. So we have to say that you can and could lose all of the money that you ever put into it, because that is exactly what legally you have to say in this kind of deal. Now, moving on past that, look, doing note investing with this type of investments, you do have the potential for super high returns compared to anything that you're going to get, traditionally. Uh, we have multiple different term lengths when it comes to the contract lengths: 3, 5, 7, and 10 years. Because we purchase private equity, and we purchase equity shares in business, we purchase assets. Uh, these notes end up they are asset backed, right? In the end, our company owns assets that we're held accountable for and liable for when it comes down to payment. Um, as of right now, let's see, we've been working with the RWC for the past 3.5 years and have yet to miss a payment to a single investor whatsoever. So we're on a great track record there. Um, let's see, moving on. And it's accessible. That's one of the main benefits of note investing over equity investing, over buying stock shares, buying getting into a fund. Many times those are reserved for the accredited only, for the rich, the super wealthy, and it's just kind of out of range for regular folks. So that's kind of why we like to have these types of fixed rate notes. It gives security, and it gives options to those who are truly looking to better their life through an investment vehicle. Now, what type of returns could you expect? Like, really, let's look at it. Let's look at the numbers here, guys. I'm going to blow this up on your screen. I'm going to let you take a look, up close and personal at the breakdown itself on exactly what you could, expect to yield on your investment at this point with the numbers the way that we're looking at them. So let's take a look at it, guys. For $5,000 on a note of 3 years at 9% uh, annual percentage yield. Okay. You would do either an annually, it could be monthly, quarterly, or annual payments, or a lump sum at the end. And you're going to make $1,350 on your money. It's a total of $6,350. Now, we offer $5,000, $10,000, $25,000, $50,000, and $100,000 notes. Uh, at $5,000, we start off at 9%. They do go up to 13% once you hit the $100,000 mark. And there again, there's terms between 3 to 10 years. 3 years and 10 years on 5,000. Once you move to the $10,000 bracket, it's 5, 7, and 10-year terms. Now, what does that mean? What do the terms mean? Let's talk about that just a little bit. Okay, the way this works is you invest your money today, okay, and you start drawing your distribution as early as next month. When you fill out the agreement, you decide whether you want monthly, or whether you want annual, or whether you just want a one lump sum at the end of the maturity date. Okay. And that's fine too, especially on some of the smaller ones like $5,000. Some people don't want a monthly paycheck of $37.50. They'd much rather have one lump sum at the end of the 36-month period of $1,350 plus their initial investment of $5,000. which gives them a total of $6,350. So that sounds much more attractive to most people. Now, remember, guys, that's only 9%. Now, when you do that over 3 years, that's a 27% return on your investment, right? It's 127% return rate of return, right? Because you're getting your money back too. So you're getting your money back plus an extra 1350, and that's on the smallest note that we provide. Now, this goes all the way up to making. I want to say in the high end, you put in 100,000 on a 10-year note at a 13%, you're going to end up making. I want to say is right at 300 some odd $1,000 on your money. So you're going to triple your money at the end of it. So that, I mean, how much better of a deal do you want? You know, that's the question. How much better of a deal do you want? Who is this for? Right? That's obviously the next question. Who is this for? Look, guys, this product is for anyone who's looking for that fixed passive income. And when we say passive, we mean absolutely passive. You don't have to do anything for this. There's no work involved. This is a real simple thing. You put it in and it grows for you. Other people are managing it. Other people are worried about it. You just sit back and draw your little monthly paycheck. That's all you got to do. Now, the next question is, can I use my retirement? Is that possible? I have an old 401k. I went through 3 job changes during the pandemic. Got all kinds of 401k, old IRAs sitting around that I've never even claimed. Guess what? We can certainly help you with that. We do have custodial companies that we can direct you to that will help you turn that to a self-directed IRA and invest that into our company so that you can purchase these notes. Yes, you certainly can. That money is just sitting there. This is exactly what you want to do with that. You don't want to leave it in a dead account where it's not growing, not going, not doing anything for you. Put it over here in a 3-year note. Make 1350 on your money. Sounds pretty awesome to me. Moving on with the questions. When and how do I get paid? Look, we're going to go over this again. You get to choose how you get paid. Look, I don't know what kind of investment deal that you guys have ever been into, but this is one where you get to choose your rate of return. You get to choose the term, right? The length. So it's like, how much money do I want my money to make? And how long do I want you to hold my money for? And then you get to say, when do I want to get paid? I want to get paid every month. I want to get paid once every quarter. I want to get paid yearly. You know what? I just want one lump sum at the end. It's all doable. All you got to do is check the box and let us know. And once we do the subscription agreement, you guys get to check that box. That's automatically done through an ACH transaction to your bank. That's how that's done, direct deposited in at the maturity date of the promissory note. If you decide that you'd like to roll over and keep going, you can keep going. If not, it will be automatically deposited back into your bank account, just like all of the previous payments had been as well. So how do I withdraw my investment? Just as I said, guys, it's automatic. Okay. If you don't say anything, it's automatically going back to your account when it's over. If you opt to keep it in and roll it into a different vehicle or what have you at the time, that's up to you. But as it's stated, at the maturity date is to be right back into your account, direct deposited. So, you know, we've also been asked this question. It's, what does the RWC, do with the funds? What do we do with the money that you're sending? You're buying a note. What exactly are we doing? Now, we discussed that we buy real estate. We discussed that we buy business acquisitions, but what type exactly? That's always a question we get. Are we into, well, you just never know. So I'm going to tell you. We buy a lot of different things. Most of them shake hands with some of the businesses that we own in one way, shape, or form. We have B2B service companies. We've got logistics and distribution companies, retail outlets, convenience stores, and grocery stores. That's something that right now we're actually actively going to acquire. Let's see, SaaS companies, software as a service. That's, those always something that we look at. Marketing companies. We have several little marketing companies that we've partnered with to do things. Entertainment and tourism. Over the past several years, we have bought, sold, built several, entertainment businesses that are built in the tourist industry here in San Antonio, Texas. And then we also work with multiple nonprofits, as well as we have founded two nonprofits ourselves that we put our investments in as well, that help our local community of San Antonio, Texas. So that's what we do with the funds. Now, payment options. Because we state that we do this for the common man, right? That we do this for average Joe. Uh, it wouldn't be right if we didn't offer some sort of payment plan, right? Everybody wants to make an investment. It's true, and most people just don't think that they have the money. They when you talk about investments, they say, "Oh, I don't have the money to invest." They may not have $5,000 all at once to go stick into something. I understand that. There's been times where I had to wait on an income tax, to have $5,000. Had to sell a vehicle and have an income tax and get a child tax credit. I mean, there's all kinds of things that happen in life to normal people to where you just don't have some of the things that you wish you did. So we have designed multiple payment structures. Okay, if you are interested in joining this opportunity and you're a regular Joe, don't think that you can afford 5,000 all at once. We do have payment plans. The way that works is we set you up on the plan, and once your 5 or 10,000 or whatever plan that we put you on, once that is completed, you immediately start getting your distributions the following month. Now, it may take you 2, 3, 6 months to pay that off, but it's kind of like a layaway plan. It's like a layaway plan for an investment. I mean, that's the best way that I could possibly describe that to you. We take bank transfer, we take wire transfer, ACH transfer, we do credit card, debit card. We can send you an invoice by email. There's a lot of things that we to take care of you here, guys. The point is, we just want you to know that it is here to take care of you. So, see, moving on. Hey, this is about the end of this presentation. You've been hearing about RWC investments, and this is the high yield fixed rate notes that we offer. And if you guys are interested in a follow-up meeting, okay, you could either hold your hand up now or you could message us on the back end. All of you that registered today will be receiving an email with these instructions and with these links in there so that you can be taken care of if you so see fit. And we can discuss those types of products and packages with you. We'll take a little 15-minute phone call and just kind of go over what your investment goals, needs, and desires are, and how we can fulfill those together. So you'd be surprised at what you can do, even when you don't know that you have enough, even when you don't know that there is a way, when you just sit back and talk to someone. So if you're interested in making your money truly work for you, moving from just being employed and working for someone else, and actually moving into the realm of an investor where your money is starting to work for you instead, this is a place for you. Hit that button, smash the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribes. For those of you that are here in the live show, tell all your friends about it, share the links about it later. We will be doing this presentation throughout the week multiple times. If you'd like to come back and hear, if you'd like to hear it again, we're going to be putting that out for you. So, hey, thank you all for attending today. And, have a fantastic rest of your evening. Do I happen to have any questions before we get off here? I'd love to have some hands raised. Let's see. All right, let's see. I do have a couple of questions over here at the sideline. Let me take a look at them. Okay, well, that's great to know that, Jay. I appreciate that. Deals with financing and experience, so I'll have to take a look at that later. We'll catch up on the back end and see if we can't, you know, talk a little bit about what we do, and how we can work with each other. I know we've tried several times. So, do I see any other hands out there before we close out this video? Not today. Okay, well, hey, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys, seeing you guys, and talking to you in the future. We will be doing follow ups. Like I said, all of you that registered will be receiving some emails, back and forth after this. So make sure you're looking for them. Make sure you're you're bookmarking them, you're tagging them, you're hitting them with a little star so they don't end up in your spam account. Look, all of the email marketing companies out there are going through some stuff with it on February the 1st. So you never know if it's going to be wonky for a few days while we get things working. So all I can say is make it a priority. Look at your stuff. If this is the type of investment vehicle that you're interested in, you'd like to make your money grow for you, we're here to help you. So thanks for being here. We appreciate you guys and have a fantastic evening.